This video is sponsored by RKDF University, Radisson Blue.
Good morning, I am Dusha Agarwal and you're watching News Flash. Today is the 23rd of May and we have a lineup of crucial stories touching every corner of the globe, from the latest development in politics to groundbreaking advancements in technology. The Shaw Prize in Astronomy for this year will be awarded to Srinivas R. Kulkarni, a US professor of astronomy of Indian descent. Now, Kulkarni is being honored for his groundbreaking research on millisecond pulsars, gamma ray bursts, supernova and other variable or transitory astronomical events. Indonesia's parliament is proposing changes to its broadcast law that would ban investigative journalism and LGBT content, sparking criticism from civil society groups and filmmakers over restrictions to press freedom and creative expression. Apple has officially decided to contest the 1.8 billion euros, also called $1.95 billion antitrust fine imposed by the European Union. The penalty issued in March stems from allegations that Apple restricted competing music streaming services on its App Store, a claim initiated by Spotify in 2019. A number of migrants applying to work in health and social care in Britain has dropped by over 75% in the first 4 months of this year, following the tightening of visa regulations, the government reported on Wednesday. Now, this significant decrease comes despite the sector's ongoing struggle to fill tens of hundreds of vacancies, a challenge exacerbated by stricter immigration rules post-Brexit. China is considering imposing tariffs up to 25% on imported cars with large engines, according to the China Chamber of Commerce, to the EU. Now, this potential move could escalate trade tensions with both the US and the European Union, significantly affecting European and American automakers while straining Beijing's relations with Brussels. Itamar Ben-Gvir, Israel's Minister of National Security, visited the Al-Aqsa Mosque complex in Jerusalem on Wednesday. He declared that the contested holy site belongs only to the state of Israel during his visit. China and the Vatican City are engaging in fresh efforts to improve diplomatic relations. However, this outreach faces significant challenges, primarily due to the Vatican's recognition of Taiwan over China, contravening Beijing's One China policy. Now, this policy is a critical and non-negotiable issue for China, making the diplomatic efforts complex and delicate. Kailash Sirohiya, the owner of Nepal's largest news organization, has been arrested for allegedly violating the country's citizenship laws due to issues with his citizenship card. Now, he is set to appear before a judge in a district court in southern Nepal on Wednesday, where a case has been filed against him. Kenyan President William Ruto is currently in the US, having departed from Kenya on Sunday night aboard a Boeing 737-700 business aircraft. This aircraft is operated by the Royal Aircraft of Dubai and is not owned by a Kenyan business or the government of Kenya. The US Department of Defense has expressed concerns about a recent Russian satellite launch, suspecting it may have the capability to target other satellites. Now, Pentagon spokesperson Brigadier General Pat Ryder stated on Tuesday that the satellite, which was launched into the low Earth orbit, is believed to be a counter-space weapon. Russia has begun its first round of tactical nuclear weapons training using Iskander and Kinzhal missiles in territories bordering Ukraine. Now, the exercises are being conducted in Russia's southern military district, which includes areas of Ukraine that have been occupied by Moscow since its full-scale invasion in February 2022. Ireland, Spain and Norway have announced plans to officially recognize the state of Palestine next week. Now, this decision comes amid global outrage over the high death toll and worsening humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip, intensifying calls for a resolution to the Palestinian issue. It is time for a break now. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
ये सब आपके रिश्तेदार हैं?
बिजनेस पार्टनर है जी। ये दीदी बंगाल में बिजनेस संभालती हैं, वो चाचा बिहार में, ये यूपी में, ये मुंबई में और ये चेन्नई में, और इन्होंने हाल ही में खोली है दुकान दिल्ली में। पूरे देश में बिजनेस फैला है जी, सब कमाते हैं और मेरी बात तो खाते हैं।
ये इंडियन चीज है, चाइनीज नहीं।
दूल्हे तो आप ही हो ना?
और कौन होगा जी? देखिए, दादी का दिया हुआ सब कुछ है, सरनेम है, दौलत है, शोहरत है, इज्जत है, मतलब मिल जाएगी शादी के बाद जी।
हेलो, दूल्हा कौन होगा ये डिसाइड नहीं हुआ है अब तक। दूल्हा हम बनेंगे, इज्जत की कोई कमी नहीं है।
ए भाई, तुम तो रहने ही दो, हमारी दुकान इनसे काफी बड़ी है। दूल्हा तो हम ही बनेंगे, है ना पापा? पापा, पापा।
सब बुर्बक, इसको तो हम बिहार में दूल्हा बना देंगे, लेकिन यहाँ पे दूल्हा हम ही बनेंगे।
ओ काका, सारी शादियाँ क्या आपके ही घर में होगी क्या? और हम क्या यहाँ यूं ही दुकान खोल के बैठे हैं क्या?
ओ भाई, पिछली बार भी किसी दूसरे की बारात में दूल्हा बन गए थे आप। इस बार आपकी दुकान भी आपके नाम से नहीं है।
अरे रुको 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 रुको, इसके बारे में हम बाद में बात करेंगे।
ओ दादा, दूल्हा तो इनके मैनेजर ही बनेगी।
हाँ, दूल्हा तो छोटे बाबा ही बनेंगे।
क्या? It's absolutely right.
One second, why not me?
वही बोल रहा हूँ, हम क्यों नहीं बन सकते?
ये दूल्हा नहीं, दूल्हा हम बनेंगे।
आणि माझं काय? मैं बनूंगा दूल्हा।
अरे दूल्हा मैं बनूंगा।
घर का टेंशन मत लो अंकल, शादी के बाद तो घर हमारा ही होगा ना।
आपको लगता है ये अपने बीच दूल्हा चुन सकते हैं? तो प्रधानमंत्री कैसे चुनेंगे? खानदानी लुटेरों की कोशिश होगी बेकार, अब की बार 400 पार।
शिक्षा देश का गौरव है और आरकेडीएफ यूनिवर्सिटी शिक्षा का उद्यम है। आरकेडीएफ में सवारे अपना भविष्य। पीएचडी, एमफिल करें अपने पसंदीदा विषय में। सर्टिफिकेट डिप्लोमा के 74 कोर्सेज। आरकेडीएफ यूनिवर्सिटी।
US President Joe Biden on Wednesday announced the cancellation of another $7.7 billion in student debt for 160,000 borrowers, bringing the total number of people to benefit from his debt relief push to 4.75 million despite Republican opposition. Russia has stated that it has no plans to revise its maritime border in the Baltic Sea nor its exclusive economic zone or continental shelf. This statement comes amid concerns expressed by European leaders regarding the situation. India and China have reportedly agreed to facilitate payments for imports in their own currencies rather than using the US dollar. This cooperation is anticipated to enable the Maldives to save nearly half of its annual $1.5 billion import expenses from these two nations. China said on Wednesday it would impose sanctions on several US defense firms and several executives over Washington's economic coercion against Chinese companies and its sales of arms into Taiwan. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has responded to the alleged assault of AAP MP Swati Maliwal at his official residence, expressing his expectation for a fair investigation and emphasizing the need for justice to prevail. The Maliwal accused Kejriwal's personal assistant Vibhav Kumar of assaulting her during a meeting with the Chief Minister on May 13th. As temperatures soar above 40 degrees Celsius, Delhi is facing a severe water crisis. Plummeting Yamuna levels and power failures at treatment plants have slashed the city's water supply, triggering political accusations amid the Lok Sabha elections. The Delhi police on Wednesday arrested a 33-year-old man from Uttar Pradesh's Bareilly for allegedly drawing anti-Arvind Kejriwal graffiti at stations of Delhi Metro and inside its coaches, an officer said. At least 40 people were killed and many others wounded in an attack by gunmen on Zurak village in Nigeria's north-central plateau state, where clashes between herders and farmers are rife, the police and residents said on Tuesday. Passengers aboard the Singapore Airlines flight SQ321, which met severe turbulence while flying from London's Heathrow Airport to Singapore on Monday, described the horror inside the plane. A delegation of the Delhi BJP on Wednesday met the Chief Electoral Officer, here demanding proper verification of women voters wearing burqa or face masks with the help of female officials during May 25 polling. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday wished a speedy recovery to King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of Saudi Arabia following reports that the 88-year-old is receiving treatment for lung inflammation. That's all for the headlines of the day. For more updates, download the app and keep watching Rhythm.